Chocolate, what happened to your thumbs, buddy? They're completely wrapped up. What's going on?
My thumbs are a mess. The stock thumbsticks on these controllers these days, they destroyed my thumbs after long gaming nights. But it's okay. See, I ordered this super exotic rare ointment online. It instantly heals skin lacerations, burns and blisters, which is exactly the problem I'm having. It's super expensive, but worth it. It means I can keep playing and I won't be in agony.
Okay, wait a second. Let me take a look at that. Okay. Chocolate, it says this ointment is made from the blood of white gorillas that guard the mystical diamond mines of the Congo. Wait a second, are you talking about the movie Congo?
Yeah, the documentary. You've watched it too?
Okay, look, Chocolate, you don't need some expensive ointment to heal your thumbs. You already have the answer.
Wait, do I?
Yes, Equip Grip thumbsticks. They're made of cutting-edge technology silicone that fits and contours to your thumbs to provide you the perfect ergonomic feel, as well as smooth and it provides a smooth, soft feel that will leave your thumbs smooth and supple even after the longest gaming sessions. Plus, with promo code CAG20 at equipgrips.store, you can get 20% off your entire order. So what are you waiting for?
Oh, gosh. You're right, Doc. I can't believe I forgot about Equip Grips. I'm ordering some now.
By the way, how much did this ointment cost you?
£1,000? Why?
£1,000. Chocolate. Congo was a movie starring Tim Curry, the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show and Home Alone 2.
Wait, you mean there aren't really mysterious, murdering, mythical white gorillas guarding the Lost Kingdom and endless diamond mines in the Congo?
Chocolate. Look, let's just start the show.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 19 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts DocH1X1.
Hey, what's up?
Chocolate Bear.
I'm back.
And in our rotating fourth chair, community member Maldo Rob.
Morning.
What's going on, everybody, on this early morning? It's 6 a.m. here, and there's no coffee in my house. This could be a long one. How you guys doing? Maldo, what's up?
I'm doing well, man.
That's good. Did you get your coffee in?
Yeah, I'm about a cup and a half down and finally feeling alive.
Doc, did you get your coffee in?
Diet Coke here, but yeah.
And Chocolate, I'd
Sure.
ask you, but it's like noon over there, so I don't really care if you've had your coffee.
Guys, I don't know what the problem is. This is fantastic. I am so happy to record at a normal hour.
All right, well, take all that happiness and
Turn it sideways.
stick it up your butt.
GTFO. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, another week in the books. Chocolate, what have you been playing this week?
There's only one game. I've been on the early access trial of FIFA. Yes, it's here.
No one else is going to talk with you about it, so you're going to have to tell us all the great things that are happening in FIFA 19 this year because we have no idea.
Well, apart from me getting spanked 5-0 every game I play when I'm online, it's just Ultimate Team. It's the new cards, the new people, the new teams. I'm super excited, but I'm obviously a bit down because I'm getting smashed every time I play. So I'm not happy about that.
Are you spending all of your hard-earned money on
My
foot
wife's
packs yet?
hard-earned money. No, I just spent £1,000 on some ointment, so I'm hoping that will help my game.
Yeah, that cuts into the budget big time.
Have you
Yeah.
bought any packs yet?
No packs. Myself, Sweeney, Ryan, and Sir Mox, and Chaotic. We've gone with a pack of we're not spending a penny on FIFA.
Someone is going to lie and all of a sudden have an amazing team. And they're like, what?
Yeah, what do you mean? I didn't buy any FIFA
Got
points.
lucky, RNG, man.
I was going to say, is that just, are you guys just on the honesty system here?
Yeah, I think the honesty system. Also, sometimes the FIFA points when you buy them, if the special packs come out, they're kind of like, for instance, 150 FIFA points or sometimes there'll be like 255 FIFA points. So you'd have to spend a lot just to get it. It's like the achievements, you know, when you've got that one at the end of your achievement, trying to get rid of that one is a pain. So hopefully, if anyone's streaming, you'll be able to catch them out.
Yeah, it's a lot of talk in the FIFA channel though about the Ultimate Team packs and all that stuff. I feel like that's been the majority of the talk around it. So, does it seem like they've improved that, or like, you know, is it the same thing, or
what? It's apart from the animations, that's new, but it's the same. It's the same thing. We spoke about it a few shows ago about how EA were trying to get around this loot box system. So now they've put your percentage of what type of players you can get.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, an 83 plus player on an air quotes standard pack is like, I think it was 5% luck chance.
Oh wow!
But I don't know how they get away with that kind of gambling loot box system by just putting your odds on there, because you're still doing the same thing.
It's still a chance, so yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I guess they're being a little more transparent. You know, hey, you only have a 5% chance to get this.
That's true. So please still give us your money. You're not going to get anyone good.
I got a feeling people still will.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year's was like $1 billion increase in revenue for them. That's just so from crazy. FIFA points.
Yeah, they had their investors meeting, and it was like not even close what was getting them the most money compared to FIFA or the Ultimate Team packs and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy just to think that strange concept is netting them so much money. But fair play, good luck.
Are there online game modes where they don't deal with that?
So you've got your online seasons. So you would play, for instance, like Madden, you would play your standard team against someone else's standard team. But Ultimate Team really is where it's at for most of the FIFA community. That and pro clubs as well. So you're your own player in a team of 11, which is nice. We'll be starting that up soon.
Do you plan on progressing Alex Hunter's story?
Yeah, near the back end of FIFA, I normally start Alex Hunter's story. So this is the third
one, I think. Yeah.
Third journey, yeah. So I'll be looking forward to that. But I normally leave it to the end when I'm bored.
For me, that'll be the only thing that I probably play in FIFA.
It's compared to Longshot in Madden, the mechanics are so much better, and the story is more flushed out and in depth. I
think I played the first from both of those series, and yeah, I definitely preferred the journey over Longshot.
Yeah.
I still love how Chocolate used the single player Longshot as his training for a Madden match. That just makes my day every time I think about that.
Listen, it got me the W. That's all I'm worried about.
Fair enough.
Were you confused when you got into the game why you couldn't make the ball move in midair and make it go where you wanted?
A tiny bit, and I was wondering where the guy from was it Friday Night Lights, who's his buddy,
where
probably.
He was. Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name now, but anyway.
No idea.
Yeah,
Friday Night Lights, good movie though.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's all
right. Is that all you really got into? I'm assuming we'll talk more FIFA next week. K Alex going to be on the show, and he's another hardcore Madden guy, or Madden, yep, FIFA guy.
Wait,
so
he does Madden as well.
It is football, so
it is the real football, correct?
Is that the egg ball football? No, wait, that's rugby. Sorry, it's hard to keep track.
Anyways, anything else for you, Chocolate?
No, that's me done.
All right, Doc, what'd you get into this week?
Battlefield 1 as always, because
what?
I'm unlocking. They actually, this would be news to Chocolate maybe actually. So because they pushed back Battlefield 5 release, they had been doing this road to Battlefield 4 where you could get skins for Battlefield 5 by playing Battlefield 1. And since they pushed it back a month, they basically was like, okay, well, if you missed any of these skins previously, you're going to have a second go with them.
Ooh.
So me and you both had kind of missed that Lewis gun skin, Chocolate, and so basically I was able to get it now because they've reopened it. it doesn't look like they're doing anything new. It's kind of just like, yeah, we pushed it back a month, nothing new, but hey, in case you missed this, here you go. So
Okay.
I was hoping for some new stuff, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case. But at least, you know, you can get anything you missed. So been doing that, and actually, you know, just like Risky, even if I have something on another system, if it comes out on the Switch, I am very likely to buy it there because reasons. And I bought Into the Breach on the Switch, which is a fantastic game from the makers of FTL. If you guys haven't seen this or played it, but it's like FTL. It's a run-based game to which you have like 3 types of mechs. The premise is that this fictional like Earth-like planet, and there's these giant, almost bug-like, Godzilla-like creatures, I guess you could say, almost kind of Pacific Rim-like, and you get on these different maps, and you have to destroy them without letting them destroy buildings, because these buildings are what give you energy, and if your energy gets down to 0, you lose the game. It's run-based because at the end of every time you lose, you basically have a guy say, all right, this didn't work out, open up a rift or open up a breach. We have to go back in time and do this again until we, you know, win. But you get to keep a pilot and I've not done it enough. I don't know if you get to keep like a perk or a mech type or something like that, but you get to carry over a few things in the run.
That's kind of cool. I haven't even looked into this game. I had no idea it was like had roguelike elements to it. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like FTL a little bit in that sense, although I would say it's way more fair than FTL. FTL made me rage quit so many times on that thing. I never beat FTL either. I got to the final mission several times, but it was just hard as balls, and I never was able to beat it. This, from what I've heard online, is much more doable in terms of it just makes it a little bit more fair the further you get in the game. But it's really fun though, because it's got a mechanism of like so different mechs do different things. Like this one is a punching mech where literally it's all melee combat, and this one is a artillery mech, which shoots from far away. But then it adds a layer of like, okay, well this mech will punch this creature and it'll knock it over 2 squares, and let's say there's another creature 2 squares over from it, it will also hurt that creature when it gets knocked over to that square. Or an artillery will knock everything back 2 squares in 4 directions from where it hits, and then so you can kind of like strategize with things like that. And the other way it strategizes is that, let's say it will show you which direction these creatures are going to attack in. So this creature is in the square next to a building. It's going to attack that building when it gets its turn. So you can hit that creature over a square, and it'll still attack, but it'll be over it'll be a square over with what it's attacking. So it's got kind of that extra layer, I guess you could say, to it. And then it gets more complicated because creatures can web you in place, and then you can't move. And so like it gets more and more involved, and there's more and more abilities. But it's really fun, and it's a very simple, straightforward game. But it's got a lot more depth than you would think.
I was gonna say, it looks like I haven't really looked into this game, but it looks like it's just on like a 9x9 grid or
totally
6x6. Or something, or maybe
it's more than that, but basically, yeah, it's just a big grid, though, yeah. It's it can have like water areas that you can't go in, but then like you can get like a jet mech to where it's like it's basically just a jet, but there's different mechs can do different things, different ones, different areas, like. Kind of like Advanced Wars trees matter in terms of like if you're hidden or
for cover
or
and stuff,
yeah, stuff like that. So like it's that type of game basically, yeah.
It's got a lot of good reviews. I don't see anything lower than a 9 or 90%. So
well, it's one of those things too, to where we say it all the time. These not even little, but these roguelike games are perfect for the Switch, and you can take them anywhere, get in a quick game,
All right, I'm sold.
Yeah,
$15. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's well worth $15. Yes.
I'm surprised you haven't
convinced me a while ago to buy it.
Yeah,
sure.
There you go.
Did you play any of it, Maldo?
No, I haven't played it yet.
No, hell no.
No. I have to wait till the first. We already spoke about this.
Yeah,
but yeah, me and my wife have that agreement.
Ye old gaming budget.
Risky looks over. It's like, oh, you budget folk,
yeah,
you weirdos.
Yeah, you and your wives. Monitor your spending.
That's crazy.
You just
I'll
hear
show you how
Risky's
it's
in
done.
and just picks up on the mic like the eShop opening up that little chime.
So my wish list just keeps growing.
I'll say if I had my Switch up here, I'd play a little bit of it for everybody.
Whatever, man.
But yeah, that's it for me though. Pretty much those two.
All right, Maldo, how about you?
So I finally finished Spider-Man.
Me too.
Hell yeah.
It was so good. The
Oh my
ending
God.
hit me right in the feels.
I'm crying now thinking about it.
I was really excited about trying to get the platinum. I looked at the trophies once I was getting like close to the end of it, and no way, not happening. In my notes, I put platinum, F no. ...
Seems fair. What I don't know. What were some of the biggest trophies that kind of put you off from that? Was there anything in particular trophy-wise?
It's just a bunch of
collecting
monotonous
stuff.
No, I've gotten most of the collectibles done. Now I just
Okay.
have to fight. So each territory, you need to 100%, and each one I still have 5 thug fights, 3 devil fights, 2 the police force fights, and
Okay,
I'm going
yeah.
around. The swing's fun, the traversal's good, but it's just time consuming, and I have so many games to get to. So eventually, I'll come back to it at some point because I love the game. It was the whole ride was amazing.
Yeah,
At some point.
we'll be back for DLC next month.
Yeah, maybe that's when I'll finish it.
I think that's when I'll probably hop back in.
But
Yeah, that game was what a ride. The final like hour or two of that with like all the boss fights.
yeah,
It
I
was
like how they
so good.
they did. Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but you fight 2 at a time.
Yeah,
Um,
you kind of.
oh.
I just wouldn't talk about the very last boss. Other than that, I
Yes.
feel like everyone saw like the Vulture and Scorpion,
Yeah.
Electro, that kind of stuff. So feel free to talk about it.
I was gonna ask actually, does this have a new game plus yet?
It's dropping. It's not in there yet.
Yeah,
they did
I
okay,
haven't
say
added
okay.
it yet.
they're going to
Okay.
have it. So
Because I was kind of wondering about that too. So, but basically at this point, if you beat the game, you can still go back into that file and try to 100% it, basically, right?
Yes, yeah. After you can do whatever you want. They say the game is over, but you can still play. The daytime does not. It doesn't have a regular day and night cycle, so you have to actually go to research stations to be able to change that.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. I enjoy it. I like that it's not a typical day and night cycle. It kind of got annoying with at one point it was really rainy and dark. I was like, all right, I need to do main missions to
just
get
to
through
progress the
this.
weather.
Just get through the night. 'Cause
I
this is
need.
getting a little long in the tooth.
That's
It was kind of weird that they did that, but it's like they didn't want you to feel like you'd gone through 3 weeks while Mary Jane needed to be saved or something.
Well, there was even a point in the story where he's like, "Man, I haven't slept in 3 days. I really need to take better care of myself." He's good
so
to address
good.
that.
His quips are so good. That like I didn't for playing that game for I don't know. How long do you think it took to beat? Like 20ish hours, maybe 30?
Yeah, I was closer to the 30 side
I think
because
I
I
was
played it
too.
on Spectacular. And it took a little while.
So even through countless hours listening to Spider-Man quip, it never got old.
I was gonna ask, like, did it ever kind of wear or like overstay its welcome, or
Not
not so
No.
much?
I didn't think so.
The writing was really good, and there was a ton of lines.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't really repeat anything, which is kind of incredible.
Well, the
At
thing
one
that blew
point-
me away is that I'm sorry, Maldo. You go ahead.
I said at one point he said, "I'm here to say quips and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
Nice. No, I appreciate
That
that.
sums it all up.
Well, what I was kind of blown away for, and I know Naughty Dog games have done this too, but they said that they did like multiple takes for every single quip you had in the game. So even if you said a quip again, sometimes it would be a different take and different enough to where it literally almost would come across as like a new line or something. So I thought that was pretty cool how they did that much attention to detail in terms of like try to make everything, even stuff he says multiple times, sound fresh and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Other than that, I got into some Rainbow Six Siege with Risky, Dan Pod, some other people in the community. That game is a blast in its
So
good.
good.
So good.
I hadn't played it since I don't know, since it probably first came out. Like I was a level 6, if that tells you anything.
By yourself, it is the biggest toxic cesspool
Oh
of
yeah.
video gaming.
Oh yeah.
And
It
that
probably
that was my problem, I think. Like, I had never sat down on comms with, like, friends and actually tried to play that game. So it was kind of like, well, I understand why everyone likes this, but, like, I don't know. All these lobbies I'm getting into, it isn't very fun. And then, I don't know, it was real eye-opening for me.
Favorite shooters.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's one of my favorite shooters, but by yourself, it has one of the worst, at least casual experiences, because there's been so many times where I take someone's person, they wanted them, and they shoot me in the face at the beginning of the round.
Yeah. Like, literally, the whole reason I got hardcore into rank on that is because, well, one, I really enjoyed that game and got decent at it, but, like, two, casual is just a absolute cesspool of just, like, nothing good. I mean, it is.
No, it's horrible.
And rank is not perfect, but at least it does away with some of that because people don't want to,
It's better.
screw with their stats in that too much. But yeah, casual was just like, holy shit, just yeah.
But even if you're a bad player on ranked, I went in on ranked, and people were telling me I was bad, and I was like, well, yeah, I know I'm bad.
The thing about rank too is theoretically, once you get placed, you're at least kind of playing with people that are somewhat around your skill level, so at least there's that, Like,
I don't
you
know.
know, if
I
you're
was dying a
not
lot.
particularly, well, if you're not particularly good at the game, they're not going to put you in like diamond or anything right off the bat, or anything like that. So, but now, yeah, with that said, ranked, you can definitely get situations of like you don't do something exactly the right way, and you're getting tons of messages on Xbox Live being like, "What are you doing? Like, what's going on?" Like, that is the one game to this day that, like, back in the day, COD, you'd always get messages from people if you just obliterated them in like a match or whatever. But like on Rainbow Six Siege, it's like anything you do wrong, Xbox Live message pops up.
So,
Oh, great.
Someone sent me a message that said, "Please stop playing ranked."
Yeah, literally. I've
but-
had messages mid-match of people literally, because they're so frustrated with something, being like, why are you in that corner of the room? The other corner has the better angles. Go to the other corner. Like, while I'm defending a bomb. Like I'm like, dude, you really want me pulling this up? Why? Anyways.
So, but at least it's better than Moose. Our first round as a team, he goes, "I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'll play." We're on top of a building, about to go in a window. He says, "I'm gonna throw a flashbang," and then I hear, "I missed," and then we all go blind, and they shoot most of us from the window while we're blind.
That is
And he
that is
survives.
special
he ends
forces
up being
right
the last
there.
one.
No, he survived as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he win the game?
No, he's horrible.
God damn it, Moose.
It was funny because you were talking about how toxic the community was and stuff, and then literally as you were telling me about it, I got a message from some kid that we had just played, and it said GG, and I was like, "What do you mean the most toxic community? I just met the
They're
nicest
lovely
guy
people."
ever."
Yeah, you are like one of 3 people who've ever got a positive message in that game.
Hold on to that message, cherish it, put it on a plaque in your room, because there will not be many more like those coming.
Submit that guy for an award.
Yes.
As far as I felt like looking it up, but as far as their team killing goes, it looks like it's if you kill 2 people now. If you team kill 2 people, you get 30 minutes offline. That doesn't seem like that much, but
I think
I've
it
been-
escalates too, though.
Yeah, I've been banned for a day.
Oh shit, Maldo.
well, so it says for your
Man down.
for your 4th offense, you're banned from matchmaking for 24 hours. So did you kill that many of your teammates?
I mean, this
Maldo?
is over time, and it was in casual.
All right.
But
Maldo's like, I just wanted to kill. Okay.
but this is I have about 300 hours in this game. This is the first game that I actually only have 1 achievement left. So I need 4 good friends from our community to play 75 matches of Terrorist Hunt with me.
What is that? That's just where that's
It's
like a PvE,
waves.
right?
Yeah, it's waves.
Yeah. Did you ever play Rainbow Six Vegas back in the day? Or 2? The terrorist mode on that was amazing in my opinion.
Is that like the same deal?
Same thing, basically? Yeah.
Okay.
It's similar. For this achievement, we have to protect the hostage and do 75 matches of that. So it's just waves that come toward you.
And we have to protect him.
Yeah. Yeah.
The minute
That's
he
part of
dies, match over. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I
I
can.
don't know. Maybe we could just start it and then shoot him.
Actually,
I don't know how
One match
achievements
See,
work.
well,
2
it
matches
tracks
done.
the achievements, so we can check and see if it ticks it off one.
I'm not an achievement guy, so I'm really excited to try and get some sort of completion.
there's no way that would be your first 1,000 gamer score, would it?
My first non-Telltale game.
Oh, rest in peace.
Well, yeah, those don't count.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
Well,
Tried to get into a little bit of PUBG, but PUBG is just broken, I guess. So none of us can get into matches.
we were
Right,
having
Risky?
some trouble the other night.
That was
yeah.
horrible. I don't know. It's so hard to play video games with your friends nowadays for some reason.
Battlefield. Ugh.
Yeah,
I was
Battlefield does not make
excited.
it easy.
I was excited to get into war mode, but then they said that you couldn't join with a group.
Yeah, I'm assuming they started war mode when they first dropped it, where you could get in with your squads, but then they must have been having server issues. Go figure. And yeah, they made it so you could only solo queue to go into war mode. So we didn't even bother checking it out. It was like, well, the whole reason
Yeah.
we're here is to check this out, and now we can't. So all right.
I
You
think that's how
can't
we
play
ended
with
up
your friends.
back in Siege.
Yep.
Because PUBG wasn't working.
After that, though, I think you must have signed off, and then I played PUBG with Dan Pod for like 4 hours. I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before I went to bed.
Since after PUBG, I miss Blackout so much.
Yeah.
I
It was
can't
so
wait.
much better. I'm really excited for it. So I went back and played some Call of Duty World War II. Played a couple rounds of matchmaking just to get back to that gunplay. There's a map called Sandbox. Have you guys played it lately?
No.
Nope.
No, I haven't.
It's a couple, I think it might be 2 DLCs back when they came out with this map. So it's literally a sandbox like on a beach or something. There's gigantic humans throwing frisbees and baseballs in the background.
What?
In Call of
And-
Duty? Are we talking about
Yeah,
Call of
in
Duty?
Call of Duty, you are
Oh,
a
I
toy
missed this
soldier.
map.
You're
I
a
missed this.
green soldier, and the other person is like an off-green soldier. And there's a whole bunch of other little tiny soldiers that are not real people, and they're in the classic toy soldier positions.
What?
But all of a sudden, some of them move, and you have to shoot those, or you die.
I am so confused. This is.
Yeah, I
That
had to
sounds
Google
amazing.
it. This is, yep.
It's a thing.
This
I'm
is
not
something.
lying.
So it's like a PVE type mode.
It
not
looks like
PvP?
it only goes to August 28th, July 31st to August 28th. It's part of their
Yeah.
Days of Summer promo thing that's running right now, I guess.
But it's hilarious to get shot by a toy soldier.
Well, now I feel like I need to check that out. Only a few more days to
That-
give
well,
that a
You said-
shot.
absolutely.
You said August 28th or September 28th?
August 28th. So, that's yep.
That's
Thanks. yeah.
open up a rift. We gotta go back in time.
And we're
Well,
here.
no, I played it like 2 days ago.
Oh,
It's
really?
still in the rotation. Yeah, it's still in
Okay.
the rotation.
Okay.
So, yeah. Thanks for being on the show, Maldo.
There you go. Lastly, I played a little bit of Tomb Raider Definitive Edition
Mhm.
because I had that Tomb Raider itch. Like I said, I feel like it's going to go to Game Pass in like 6 months.
The Shadow.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The relationship that they have and the
Yeah.
prior games all in there, it only makes sense that they would put Shadow eventually.
Eventually, yeah, but who am I going to talk to about Shadow of the Tomb Raider in 2 minutes?
I'm going to talk to you about the Definitive Edition and
Okay.
pretend.
All right, yeah, go for it. I mean,
No.
they're probably not that different.
Oh, I lasted about an hour, and then I was like, you know what? This makes me want to play Uncharted.
Ooh.
See, I actually prefer that to Uncharted. Am I the only one though?
See,
Or-
I'm the other way around.
Okay.
I've never played Uncharted, so I
I
don't.
think Uncharted does the story better, but I prefer the gameplay of Tomb Raider better.
I'd say that's fair.
Well,
I'll
it's
agree with that.
aged. I mean, it's definitely aged. This is my first time going through. I finished Uncharted 1 a while ago, and I'm about 80% done Uncharted 2. And Uncharted 2, I've been told, is the best one in the series.
It is.
And it is
in my
really
opinion,
good.
it is. Yeah. I've not beat 4, but Uncharted 2 was really good. Yep.
That's it.
All right, well, hey, I played some Shadow of the Tomb Raider
Hey.
this week. It's standard Tomb Raider fare so far. I'm only a couple hours in. I played way too much PUBG and way too much multiplayer stuff with friends and stuff, and watched a lot of Survivor, which we don't need to get into that.
Go on.
here.
You still looking for someone to be on party chat while watching?
Yeah, Wednesday night's episode. If anybody wants to watch Survivor live with me, just hop into party chat around 8 o'clock. And
Here's the only question I have, Risky. Is it better than Bachelor in Paradise or not?
what? What kind of question is that? Of course it is.
Oh, okay. Well then, okay.
So, do you understand why Tomb Raider's gotten such mixed reviews? I think it's gone everywhere from like a 6 to a 9.
I haven't even looked at reviews for it, so I don't know
Did you see that?
I don't know what issues they have with the game. That, like, it feels like the previous Tomb Raider games for me so far.
Yeah.
Like, they look real good. Well, in some scenes, Lara's face, for whatever reason, kind of looks weird. Like, I don't want to say like Play-Doh. That's not. It's just, it's not
2018 graphics.
right. It's just her face isn't
Well-
like as crisp as literally every other texture on the screen, or like even in the cutscenes. She just kind of looks. I don't know. She looks.
I
off
love
for
the
some reason.
photos.
Oh
Have you
my
guys
gosh.
seen those photos all over
Yes.
the internet where they can make her smile now at
Yes.
any scene? So there's all
Like-
these deaf scenes with her smiling.
There's one with like a puma or something getting ready to like rip her throat out, and she's just like, haha.
Yeah, can't you make her wink too? I feel like I saw somebody post
Yeah.
a picture with her like smiling and winking with a dead dude with an arrow in his head, like right below, right
So
in her
good. Photo modes are so good.
And I was like, this is who Lara Croft is at this point. She's just a weird genocidal maniac. Just
Here's my
Murdering
question too. Do you guys
thousands.
think it's weird that like everybody kind of gives Nathan Drake, not to make this versus Uncharted, but I feel like everybody kind of doesn't talk about Uncharted, the fact that Nathan Drake has killed small countries amount of people.
he's
But
so
like
charming,
apparently it's
though.
weird that like Laura Croft has. It's just like they're basically the same game. They both have killed.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know-
the quips that Nathan says as he's doing the mass murdering.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's just way more charming than Lara.
I guess
Lara just
I
kind
guess
of
that's.
screams and moans a lot. That's what I've gotten from this so far.
See, I think Tomb Raider would have done better too to stay away from the whole like they built her up to, like, you know, in the first game, like, oh my god, I had to kill somebody, and then she proceeds to kill millions of people, and it's like you probably shouldn't have even made that a thing because it's just ridiculous at this point. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's I will have a lot more to say about it next week, I think, because I heard it's a pretty short game, like 10, 12 hours. So I'll make sure I get through that this week. So I'll have something substantial to say on it.
That's not a long game, is it? For the hype it's got, or the build up from everyone, for a 10 to 12 hour game, it's a bit.
That
Seems a
second
bit
game was
flat.
pretty long. Yeah.
I mean, I at this point in my life prefer a 10-hour game to pretty much anything else. If I can complete a game in a weekend, that's the game for me.
You could slow down and stop buying so many.
Nope.
How dare you?
Do you
How
care
dare you,
about-
kind sir?
Do you care about achievements or completions
Nope.
or anything like that?
Sure don't.
Okay. Next question.
So that's it's I don't know. When I stopped caring about achievements, my gaming life was just so much better. Like, I wouldn't play the Nintendo Switch back in the day because I wouldn't get achievements, or like PlayStation, I missed out on a ton of that stuff
wow.
because I'd be like, well, you know, I'm not earning achievements, so there's no real
F
point
these trophies.
in doing this. Well, right, I had that base of achievement score on Xbox, so I don't know, it felt weird to go hunting for trophies, especially since I mainly play on Xbox. But
Doc, do you care about achievements?
I used to not, and now I actually do. Although with that said, I don't ever hardly 100% games. But if there's like games on multiple systems, I will almost always get it on the Xbox because I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but like I haven't ever really figured out the PlayStation trophies, what that overall level number really equates to in terms of like what you've actually done. I just feel like Xbox, with how it's just a raw number, is so much easier to look at and be like, yep, that's a big number. Okay, it's bigger than that number.
I think
cool.
I think on PlayStation they just kind of focus on like who has more platinum trophies.
Yeah, I assume that's what it. I assume it's weighting it basically. But then again, it's just one of those things. I'm like, yeah, it's got a level, but then it's just like, to me, it's just so much easier to be like, that's 150,000. That is clearly higher than 60,000. On that other guy's.
Yeah.
Is that how
so.
much achievement? How many? What's your?
Oh, I've
achievements?
only got like 45. I've not got much. I didn't start caring about it till like recently.
Yeah, I'm like
so
26, 27.
yeah.
See, and,
1,000?
and I'm like up near 80, and that's because I used to care about them a lot. But
Yeah.
if you look at my gamer score gained over the last like couple years, it's probably only like 10,000, maybe
Went down.
15,000, compared to back then when I used to try to 1,000 gamer score things.
Yeah. See, I was one of those people that only ever played like Call of Duty and Bad Company 2 and stuff like that. So, you know, I would play those online and I would never get any achievements. So, but yeah, if I had cared about achievements, like pretty much I would have completed every Telltale game by now, and I haven't. So clearly, you know, I haven't cared till recently. So,
Right.
What do you guys class as 100%ing a game?
all the achievements.
I'll say 1,000 gamer score.
Yeah, or yeah, I guess it gets a little weird with DLC and stuff sometimes, but usually they go over 1,000 if that's usually happens. So
Hitting every achievement is your version of completing
well,
the game.
I'd say like risky. I'd say 100% of the base game in terms of that. Yeah, I don't necessarily. I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh, DLC come out, I have to get the 400 extra or whatever, you know. So
If anything, I just don't like it now when I have games that say I've got like 1,100 gamer score, and I'm like, no, what? Now it
Well,
doesn't look complete.
I started a True Achievements account. I looked at it, saw all the information, and I was like, I don't want to know this information. And then exited. I closed the browser.
none of this is good for me.
Good way to feel terrible about yourself.
Threw the computer out the window.
My eyes.
All right, the last thing I really got into, which I barely got into, it's been a theme this week. I gave Undertale a shot, which I said I was going to download. I don't know if I'm not far enough into it or what, but I don't get the hype, I guess. It's a super obscure game, and I don't usually that's okay with me. And a lot of those smaller indie titles will click at some point. But I'm walking around and it's just painful for me, and that's probably blasphemy, and I don't.
It's probably not for everybody, but I would give it a little bit longer. How far have you gotten?
I'm maybe like 45 minutes to an hour in, so not super far.
Yeah, maybe give it a little bit longer. Yeah.
I mean, it's the only thing on my Switch right now that I would play, so
Yeah.
I will continue on, but it just seems real weird so far. So
It is. It's one of those things where like it's probably not for everybody, but I will say that ended up being one of my more favorite games that came out. I don't know, was it two years ago maybe?
I think
a year
so.
ago? I don't know. It ends up getting, well, I don't know. I feel like it gets fairly good early on, but like I would probably give it at least a couple more hours. I mean, I hate to, you know, I kills me every time
Fine.
somebody says that, but this game doesn't get good till 40 hours in. What are you doing? But yeah, I don't know. It gets good though. I would give it.
You
a
got to
little
give
bit
it
longer.
2 weeks before you actually start feeling it.
Yeah, and then something's wrong with you if you don't.
oh great, I need that looming over me.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to go back to Spider-Man for a second. Did you guys see that's their Sony's fastest selling first party game?
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
I feel like every time I turn on my PS4, everybody on my friends list is playing that game, so I believe it.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's not that crazy because I literally don't know anyone that has a PlayStation that hasn't played Spider-Man or isn't playing it at the moment.
I mean, it has such name brand recognition. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah. I don't know. This is probably blasphemy to say this too, but I feel like there's a lot of games that I feel like most superheroes do not make good video games, and I think Spider-Man is one of the few that do. So I think it's almost a no-brainer that
Out of all the Spider-Man games,
well, that
not
too.
many
Out of all
them have
the
been good.
yeah, well, fair, yeah.
But they pushed that hard. Spider-Man has been pushed for I feel like it's been for a year that people have been talking about Spider-Man the game.
I mean,
So
that's definitely true.
That promotion trail has been hit.
And
Yeah.
it's just like as we get deeper and deeper into like PlayStation's life cycle and Xbox, it's like there's just more gamers as well. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you're just going to see games keep breaking records as we go here, because now it's just like every generation that's being raised from here on out is going to be playing video games. But the generation ahead of us or whatever, it's like they might not have played a ton. So I just think we're going to keep seeing games break records.
People play stuff other than Fortnite.
Well, apparently.
That and Spider-Man.
Speaking of Fortnite, I saw they had a 400% XP gains this weekend to try to get everybody to level up because season 6 or whatever is coming out this week, I think.
That's actually kind of cool. I guess,
And not even the 400% increase in XP or whatever could get me to go back to Fortnite this weekend. I saw it and I saw my Switch and I was like, I could probably go up some tiers here if I want to really try to push for some of these skins, and then I just didn't pick it up. So
with Blackout coming out and stuff, I've solidified the point that like it's not for me and it never will be. So, yeah,
not a bad stance to take.
Yeah, I get why people love it, but yep.
All right, well, is that everything everybody's been playing? Anything anybody wants to touch on?
Oh, one last thing, the photo mode in Spider-Man. Saw a lot of stuff on Twitter of Spider-Man doing a selfie with people that he has definitely killed. And, like, there's a guy submerged in a pool, unconscious, and him just, doing a selfie looking at him. I'm just like, well done, sir.
I took a selfie the other day of some guy webbed in fire. With me selfie.
Definitely dead. Definitely
He's dead.
No questions about it.
Oh, my God.
Barbecue, Manhattan.
All right.
But, yeah.
So, any more murderous superheroes we need to touch on? Nope, we good? Okay, great.
Nope.
All right, well, next up, we have Chocolate's Call-Out Challenge.
This week, Kabowski, you are on the chopping block. I am gonna reign supreme. You know the drill. Choose the game. Name the time. And I'll be digging your grave ready for you.
How nice of you.
I'm polite like that.
That's good. Well, speaking of Chocolate's Call-Out
Yeah.
Challenge, how's your record at this point? Still undefeated?
No one can touch me.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Nobody is on the levels that I am.
I don't even know
I
why I
am now
bothered asking.
claimed.
Hey, I've been saying that all along, man.
You see Anthony Joshua holding 4 belts. I've got more than him.
As I Google Anthony
Yeah,
Joshua.
you dedicated a room to all your trophies and stuff, right?
I have. I've got more trophies than the PlayStation Store and their games.
Anthony Joshua is a boxer.
He is, and he is hench.
I mean, I had to uninstall.
Wait, I don't know what that means either.
Big,
Oh,
muscly.
gotcha.
Oh. After our call-out challenge, I had to uninstall the game because I was so embarrassed.
Hey, it happens to the best of us, Maldo. It does.
I made the mistake.
You flew too close to the sun.
Icarus.
And you burned.
So people are just going to start turning you down, Chocolate. They're going to be like, no thanks. I don't need you to
They'll be like,
record this.
What benefit is there to me fighting him here?
Yeah. Oh, you're playing me. Oh, no, okay. Right.
Absolutely nothing. All right, great segment, Chocolate. But next, let's get into the news. I'm trying to find my news doc.
Your transitions are way better live.
Hey, we
than
just
the
need one
podcast.
more Google Doc. One for the if you lose the other two, you got
Yep,
this
I
one.
found
pull
it.
up.
Yeah. Is this the Google Doc that he said we should keep open?
I don't know. Anyways. All right, Chocolate, what's first up in the news?
PlayStation Classic 20.
Didn't see this one coming.
Oh,
No. So 20 generation defining games. So some
Generation
which,
defining in quotes.
yeah, in quotes, and I did the air quotes over my mic.
Oh, I didn't see them. Sorry.
Did you not? Oh, damn it. Okay. Anyway, some which include. Why do you guys pay me to be on this show?
I love you so much, Chocolate. Gosh dang it.
Right, let's get back to this. Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash. What the hell's that? Jumping Flash.
I've actually
Never heard
played
of it.
Jumping Flash. That was one.
Generation defining game is what it is.
Yeah, it's
I can't wait for people to play Jumping Flash 20 years after it came out because that game was barely a decent game when I played it back in the day.
I was about to say that no way in hell that game holds up when it. I would argue didn't even back then. Yeah.
Anyways,
So
go on.
they just. Oh, anyway, Ridge Racer, Tekken 3, which I played, Wild Arms, and there's a release date of December the 3rd, same date the original PS released.
That's a
Same day.
weird thing to call back to.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
The original PlayStation came out on December 3rd, 19 something.
yeah.
19,
It's like PlayStation's throwing out there. Remember where you were when that happened?
Nope.
Do you remember? It's like, no.
I think I was queuing up buying one. But anyway, so this one's 45% smaller than the original PlayStation, with a price point of $99.
Yeah.
$5 a game, which is
Expensive.
sounds good.
No, that doesn't sound good.
No,
You're going to pay $5 for Jumping Flash chocolate? Wait till you play Jumping Flash.
Wait till you. Yeah. Now, there's two things I'll say about that. Did anybody else have the reaction that I did, where it's when this popped up on Twitter, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Let me read into this, and then the more you read, you're like, 20 games, huh? $100? Like, I don't know. What do you guys? What was your reaction?
No, I completely agree. That's ridiculous. $5 a game for, like, can you play any of these on PlayStation Now stuff, or is that only
Final Fantasy VII is coming? Getting re-released on every system here pretty soon.
And that's the other thing. They only gave us 5 out of the 20 games, so we don't even know what the other 15 are as of now.
I mean, I think
That's my issue about. I hope that these aren't the best 5 games they have to
well,
offer.
that's what I was worried about too. I'm like, if this is the 5 that they're like showing off, be to like, get us,
Pushing.
interested. It's like,
They're like, look at these great games that we're offering you. If this is the best of the PlayStation 1, I don't know if this is for me.
Well, I can guarantee you they throw Final Fantasy VII in there, and they're like, no matter what else we put here, as long as they see this.
But that's
It'll be
coming
okay.
out soon.
Well,
on-
but
Right.
well,
On
and it's
regular
already on
consoles.
PS4 even. So the PC port's on PS4 right now. So
Shouldn't we be seeing like Silent Hill and Resident Evil as
Metal
as
Gear?
I bet Gran
front-running
Turismo
games?
is going to be on there. I'm
No, but
sure.
yeah, Gran Turismo.
Metal Gear.
Yes.
Surely, right? It
Yes,
has to be
that would
right. I mean,
amazing.
yeah.
Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Resident
or
Evil 2 would get me interested. The old school Resident Evil 2. That would be.
this is
cool.
weird at this point, but like Spyro and Crash would have been great ones, except for
But again,
they got
yeah.
remastered and are getting remastered.
Ooh,
So
Ape Escape?
no, it's just you, bro. Sorry.
you can leave that one off.
Well, I don't even think you can play it because it's the original controllers that don't have the
the analog sticks. Yep.
the analog stick.
Yeah.
I loved me some Ape Escape back in the day.
For me, though, I think these games, they could easily have ported this or pushed them onto the PlayStation 4, charged $10 a game, and everyone would have lapped it up.
Not only that, but how many games does the SNES Classic have on it? Like what, 80
The
something?
SNES I think was
Or-
80, and then the NES Classic was 100, maybe
And it was what, retail 60 or 70 bucks?
80 for the SNES and 60 I think originally for
See,
the NES.
$100 for this and 20 games with no ability to add more is a hard pill to swallow. I don't
That's
know.
the thing. They're doubling the price and then taking away half the games compared to
third,
these
yeah.
other classic consoles.
Yeah.
Pulling a Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a misstep. Like they could have, I don't know.
Well, they see all the money that those NES and the SNES games brought, and they wanted some of that.
That's like they are awesome for what it's worth. Having this time, like one of the pictures I saw online was someone actually holding the PlayStation Classic, and it's like it's really cool how small it is and like fits in the palm of your hand. And like same thing with those other consoles, like it's a really cool idea, but it just doesn't come out in the wash. Like it's
Yeah. I don't know. And this almost kind of makes me more bummed out because it's just like, well, this pretty much seals the deal on ever having PlayStation 1 games back and pat. So, I don't know.
Why would you want back and pat if you can buy its own separate mini console with a limited library of games to play?
What am I thinking?
Come
Did you say
on,
unlimited or limited?
limited.
Oh, very limited.
the other thing about like original PlayStation games, that was like that time period is when games, in my opinion, were at their worst graphically because they had left like the 8-bit, the 16-bit, which still hold up today.
100%.
And they tried to do what we're doing now, except for everything just looked like garbage. Like
Well, it's the same thing with
Polygonal.
64 problem. It's when they made that jump to polygonal, and you're like, it's going to be rough, but you're right, they just don't age. That initial jump does not age. Like, you go back to a 64 nowadays, and you're like, man, I never noticed that every game had thick fog, like 5 feet from where you were looking, everywhere. Like, it's like, oh yeah, the N64 was not a very powerful system, but
I'll bet you though it will sell like hotcakes.
It wouldn't surprise me.
probably.
Unfortunately.
Did you see
Yeah.
the AC adapter is sold separately as well?
Oh yeah, it's just USB.
What?
powered.
I did not know that. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
they give you a USB cable to power it, but if you want to plug it into
Oh, they give me one?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice of them.
You can
Yeah.
plug that into your PlayStation 4 to power your PS1.
Wait, so theoretically, if I bought this as is from Amazon, I could not plug it in and play
plug it into like
when
a wall now.
No, yeah.
You get an HDMI
fuck?
cable though.
I almost
Two
thought you almost had
controllers.
to censor me there. I almost.
Well, hey, we can move on from that news story then. How's that sound?
Well, we need to.
All right. I'll take the next one. Black Ops 4 post-launch plans. Treyarch dropped this. I feel like it was later in the week, and I was really excited because they had some information about Blackout and what they plan on doing with that mode post-launch. So this is right from Treyarch's website. For Blackout, there are so many places that we want to go with this game mode. The map, gameplay rules that you'll experience at launch are just the beginning. We will continue to support the community with map updates, expansions, and new Blackout modes for everyone. And then you give your
Sounds good.
feedback.
This is good and bad, and real quick, and I'll explain why I think that. It's good that, of course, more content with Blackout is great. I'm afraid this confirms that it is going to be behind a season pass in some form or
Oh,
fashion. at some
God,
point,
I
though.
hope not, but you could be so right.
I think we all kind of knew that was going to happen. Probably it's Activision. I mean, but
Either way, knowing that they will be
either way.
working on new maps and stuff. Cause
right, yeah,
Fortnite's the only game or Battle Royale game that doesn't put out a new map, but they're constantly changing different locations on the map. And
Yeah.
then PUBG, they're on their third map now, working on their fourth, that snow map they're working on now. So,
yep.
Do you think they'll shock everyone and not do behind a season pass?
I would
No.
love to be surprised,
Yeah,
but
they're
no.
Activision.
Yeah.
They want that money.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether they then set up for all the models of Battle Royale to do, there's your base game. However, if you want new map,
I
it's gonna
believe
be
that they're
X,
going to
Y, Z.
continue to add it on in their games. So just every Call of Duty moving forward is going to have a Battle Royale, and the Season Pass will tie into that somehow.
They've already announced it for next year's Call of Duty 2. We don't even know what it is, but they're like, it'll have a Battle Royale.
well, that's
so.
what I've always said is like, this doesn't need to be its own thing. Like, Battle Royale should just be like Team Deathmatch. Like, eventually it's just a game mode. And
True.
so, like,
Yeah.
I think it'll get adopted that way eventually, where just like all of your competitive shooters you start seeing just Battle Royale modes. So,
Yeah. I think we're getting closer to that for sure, where it's not a dedicated game and it's just a part of it. And I think probably Call of Duty and Battlefield are going to be the ones that really push that agenda more because, like, I'm excited for Battlefield. The Battle Royale mode is nice, but it's not the reason I'm getting that game, though. So.
yeah. All right. They also touched on Nuketown. This is kind of funny because you know how we were talking about this last week, how we dropped in Nuketown and we were like, this isn't Nuketown.
This is just a town that's been nuked.
But what they said is an all-new take on this fan-favorite map will be landing in November for all players to enjoy. I'm assuming that'll be for the Team Deathmatch, the normal competitive stuff. But yeah, so you have that to look forward to. As far as their specialists, since this is like a hero shooter at this point, we have a number of new specialists already in development with our first brand new character coming in December. So they'll be updating. All this stuff is less interesting when you think about it being tied behind some type of paywall like a season pass.
Yeah.
It's like, sweet,
I'm
new
seeing Rainbow
specialists,
Six.
new maps, new everything, and you're going to have to pay for
And
all
see,
of it.
I currently just have the base game pre-order, too. So.
Yeah, same. As long as I get my base Blackout, we're good. My $60 Battle Royale game.
So this
They're
is
like-
one that I'm going to be getting on both consoles.
$120 Battle Royale game.
Oh,
Well, no, I think I'm going to do the 100 on the PlayStation and then just go base on the Xbox.
Because,
Fair.
what's your reasoning there?
I support my cousin's PlayStation habits.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I will get I got all of the expansions, DLCs on World War II for the PlayStation, and I think that's good for me. So I think it saves maybe $15
Okay.
if I get the $100 edition.
Touching on exclusivity quick, did you see that they knocked down the exclusivity time to a week instead of a month for all the DLC going forward?
Oh, I did not know that. Really?
Yeah, so when there's new maps and all that stuff on PlayStation, Xbox is only going to have to wait a week now instead of a month, which...
It's better than a year for
Destiny.
You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if is pushing that is the PC community too, because this is on PC now. I'm wondering if a lot of people are like, "Hey, this is bogus. This is, I'm wondering if that's also kind of pushing.
But does Sony listen to anyone about anything? I don't know.
Well, I think it's probably more Activision being like they probably don't want to. They were, I guess, okay pissing off a smaller Xbox base, but then when it comes to letting
The
PC in,
PC
they're
as well.
like maybe that's a little too many people to piss off at that point. So
Yeah. Then the last thing they posted about was just their events. They said, in addition to the content above, we have many seasonal and time-limited events that will deliver new game modes and content to all players. Kind of like the sandbox weird mode you're seeing in World War II right now, I guess.
It's a great map.
Events like that.
And there's your free content.
games as a service. Yep.
All right. Next up, Doc, we have some sad news. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. Telltale Games. We were talking about the go-to for 100%ing achievements.
I hate if that's what they're remembered for. I'm gonna take out all of you.
Well,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's look, it is what it is. They are shutting down. They technically closed their doors this past Friday. They let go of approximately 250 people.
Wow.
Keeping on 25 people, I guess, more of as a skeleton crew to fulfill the company's obligations. And it's already, I guess, contractual obligations in terms of games that are either almost done or they still have to put out.
That's the thing.
Which I
Like
think-
the only game that I've seen come out of this is The Walking Dead, the final season, and it's only to put out this next episode. Like they're
Oh, so it's not even the whole.
Oh.
Oh, wow,
Is
that's
it gonna
weird.
be any sort of refunding since they're cutting off the season?
I would imagine so.
that's
at that point, yeah.
Maldo, you're part of the problem. I went to Twitter and I don't know. I have loved. I'll get to this in a second, but I have loved Telltale forever. Like all of their games, as far as storytelling goes, it's top notch stuff. And when I heard this, it was like depressing because I knew that there's games that they announced like Wolf Among Us 2 we were finally gonna get. They were partnering with Stranger Things. Like those games
that was one
we're never gonna
yeah.
see now, and like that was horrible. So I went onto Twitter to like see what everybody was saying, and just the amount of people that just who cares that 250 people lost their job with no notice. People were like, hey, only 2 episodes of my Walking Dead season, where's my refund?
But look, they haven't done anything different in years.
It's
Their
also
engine
true. Yeah.
No,
was
yes,
terrible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like their games can have as much critical acclaim as possible if they're not selling, which they obviously weren't.
Yeah, I guess
you
not.
can't continue on. I don't know. It's a big bummer for me. I've loved all those games. Some of the best stories in gaming, like The Walking Dead season 1, made me tear up, and like video games don't do that, at least not normally for me. And then like Tales from the Borderlands might be one of the funniest games I've ever played.
That's hilarious. That
Yeah.
game.
I still have to play that one actually.
Oh,
Yeah, they
definitely
gave
do
that for
that.
Games of Gold a while ago.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
one's pretty hysterical, even without any Borderlands knowledge. If you have it or don't have it, it doesn't really matter. It's a great story either way.
But then they revamped when they pushed Batman. Everything felt different and new, and
They definitely touched. They were on a different engine, but it definitely still had that same Telltale feel. It just wasn't as like janky, I want to say. So like it was a little more polished because Telltale's Batman, which is another great one. There was a lot more action in that compared to like the other ones where it was just a lot of dialogue choices. There was a lot more like quick time events and that kind of thing.
yeah.
If this story doesn't shock people in terms of like if any studio was safe in terms of the work that they were doing and putting out, I thought it was Telltale. So this makes me think that anybody is capable of closing their doors the next day, like if they are. Because, you know, they had what? We knew of Stranger Things, Wolf Among Us 2. They had multiple projects in the work.
I think,
And they're like,
those
yeah,
were the
can't
ones that were
support it.
coming, and I don't know.
Stranger Things 2 would have kept them afloat if they would have got that out.
Oh, man, that was one I was kind of looking forward to seeing what their take on it was, for sure.
See, I feel like most people think, hey, I'll just get this game at a super, super discount at some point because there's no urgency to play any of them.
That's a good point, because what game reminds you of that more than Telltale? Because I feel like a month after the full season ends, like, you see them for like dirt cheap on sales.
Well, that was the thing. Like, if you didn't buy them straight up, and if you were like me and you were waiting until the 5th episode came out, by the time that 5th episode came out, it's like you had bought the game for like 10, 15 bucks.
See,
Totally.
Risky,
Be in the
you are
winter
part of the
sale.
problem. Guys like you.
Maldo was waiting for that shot back there.
No, that's fair. I
But you're
still
right,
feel
Christmas
bad
time,
for
it
all
was-
these people. It's horrible.
Yeah. It's
Hey, that's a lot of people too. Yeah, totally.
So I
That's
hope- best of luck to all of them and getting reestablished.
That's like, enough of these writers at least are talented enough where they shouldn't have any issues finding jobs somewhere.
I wouldn't think so.
Like,
yeah.
if you wrote The Walking Dead season 1, you've probably already, your inbox is already full. Like, people looking to pick you up.
People could use these storytellers. I was actually going to say real quick too. We didn't put this in the news, but I think IDOS Montreal, did they close also? The people that made the Dead Rising
Isn't that
games,
Capcom Vancouver?
or Capcom Vancouver. Sorry, I was thinking of the Tomb Raider people. Yeah,
they also shut down.
Yeah, so that was another one of those, like, hey, some bummer news going on right now with some studios, but I don't know.
They also, apparently, they told them that they were closing down and then gave everyone 25 minutes to get out of the building.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Was it like, whatever you can take, go?
If it's not nailed down, take
Like,
it.
can you imagine, like, knowing that, hey,
sure.
I'm still working on Wolf Among Us 2, like, we have Stranger Things coming up, and we're fired.
If that's true, that is some bullshit in terms of
Yeah.
like
Well-
business practice. That is
well,
not how you
hang
handle
on.
stuff like that.
Well, hang on. Spin it like this then. Potentially, all the stuff they're working on, could people take the... I'm trying to think of the words. Basically, download it onto a flash card and just walk out with that property.
Could they? Yes, that does happen, but they can never use that, or they will get sued like crazy by the owner of that IP.
But who's the IP? The business has gone under, hasn't it?
Well, somebody still owns the IP.
Well,
I mean,
right.
either that or they're selling
Like,
it.
The
or,
Walking
I
Dead
mean,
is owned by Robert Kirkman, like the creator of
yeah.
the original comics.
Yeah, somebody owns something somewhere. Yeah, so I mean,
So these, because somebody had mentioned somewhere, like, hey, do you think a company like Microsoft could pick up Telltale? But it's like, that doesn't make a ton of sense, because what you would want to do is just try to buy the IP, like buy The Walking Dead
Totally.
and make your own spin on it. I think The Wolf Among Us might be the... I don't really know the backstory of The Wolf Among Us. Was it... I feel like it was a comic, maybe?
it was a
Yes.
graphic novel, whatever, I think.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like, go
Something like
out
that.
and buy that if you're really interested here. Like,
Well, not only that, but like, and maybe it is the best time to buy low instead of sell high, buy low. But
Wow.
like, they're going under. Is that really the most hottest thing ever to buy a studio when it's like they couldn't keep themselves afloat at that point? You know, so I don't know.
either way,
I
terrible
think-
news.
Yeah,
Oh, awful.
All right. Gotta find my Doc again.
I'm right here.
Oh, Doc, I found you.
Heyo.
Hey-ho.
All right, Chocolate. You can take this next one.
Oh, thank you. Alan Wake TV show in the
Sweet.
works. Whoop whoop.
Sounds good.
So it's almost off the back of the Witcher story, isn't it? Alan Wake is getting a TV show. So they also did Max Payne, the movie, Mark Wahlberg.
That movie was
The
a hot pile of trash.
I was just about
I
to
was
say,
about to say, I watched the other, or no, not the other. I'm thinking of The Punisher. Never mind. Sorry. I feel like they just kind of run together, some of those movies.
I like how you felt the need to put the Rotten Tomatoes percentage of 16% in the doc.
People need to know that this was garbage.
This was
I'm just
bad.
forewarning everyone that this TV show might not be great if we're going off Remedy's previous track record here.
But, I mean, Remedy pushed out Quantum Break, which was, I think, a really good story. I'm still yet to finish that.
It was so good that you just didn't want to beat it.
I do think it's underrated. I do, in my opinion.
I thought it was great until
I do too.
the last boss fight.
Oh.
Yeah, probably could have done without that. Yeah.
Obnoxious.
So Sam Lake, creator of Alan Wake, as executive producer. I'm just reading the notes here. Listen, Alan Wake's coming to TV. That's the most important thing.
I think that's fair.
It is. But do you think after what was it with the license with the music on Alan Wake the game? Do you see a resurgence of Remedy pushing Alan Wake the game, or possibly a new game?
I mean, that'd be nice.
Of Alan Wake.
Alan Wake was great.
Yeah, I think Microsoft has the contractual rights to that. I don't know. Maybe you guys can correct me. I don't think they own it, but I think they have to give the okay for it to come to, like, another console, I guess, is the way I understood it. But I think they've kind of made it clear that they're not interested in doing one right now, though, right?
Yeah, because they got a TV show to do now, I guess.
Well, yeah. I suppose it's waiting and testing the waters, but I was wondering whether a re-release of the old game, because
like
it
a
was
remaster,
the music, remaster, or
X enhanced.
X enhanced, because it was the music that chomped the game, wasn't it? On the 360, they lost the rights to the music, or the licenses ran out.
Right. No, they did. You're right. Yep.
And if you bought it, you kept it. If you didn't, you lost it.
Yeah. Or you couldn't buy it now at this point, at least. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether they push it back.
I bet if this TV show does well, I bet there's a good chance we might get it.
Right.
So.
Their next game, Control, looks like it was gonna be Quantum Break 2, and then that didn't happen. So like, okay, what are we gonna do with this? Control.
100% agree with that.
PlayStation, right?
No, it's
it
actually third party on all Xbox and PS. Yeah,
was it shown at Sony?
They showed it. It was shown at Sony's, and everybody assumed it was PlayStation, but it turns out it's both consoles.
And as soon as that started to play, I was like, Quantum Break 2? Question mark? And then I thought it was weird that it was Sony, so I was like, maybe not. But I mean, it looks exactly like Quantum Break, like you guys said.
The gun changes shape.
The cool thing here, which I think is kind of important, is that Sam Lake is actually on the project, like on the TV show, because he's the creator of Alan Wake. So if this TV show is going to be true to Alan Wake, I guess, there's no better person to have there than the creator of it. Like, it's not going to be a weird butchered version of Alan Wake.
So I would love Pat Oswalt as Barry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is this live action? I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure it's live action.
You think Patton Oswalt is Barry the main
It would
main
be
guy?
hilarious. Barry's not the main guy. Isn't that his friend?
Okay. See, I haven't played Alan Wake since it came out. So
No, Barry is the comedic relief, his producer.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Patton Oswalt. That makes a lot more sense now. The main character's name is probably Alan Wake.
I'm surprised you went with it. You're like, yeah, he'd be a great main character.
No, that's why I was like,
Serious
wait,
actor.
who's Barry? Because Patton Oswalt's the
Who's
man,
Barry?
but only in certain roles.
I was a little confused while you were just like, yeah.
Sometimes it's easiest to just agree. I dug into that one just to make sure, though.
Committed.
Yeah, and Peter Calloway, who he produced Under the Dome, and he's written Legion scripts. He'll be the showrunner and writer. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Under the Dome, but that wasn't terrible. But I haven't watched.
No, it was weird.
It was weird, and Alan Wake's kind of weird. So
You're right.
these things line up.
Fits.
I do like the point here. Could be perfect because the chapters in Alan Wake had previously on Alan Wake.
Oh yeah, they set it up like a TV show on the game. Yeah,
That's
for sure.
like Remedy, and then Quantum Break too. That was like part TV. So
There was
Totally.
a
Yeah.
20-minute
Totally.
TV show in between each chapter.
I think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
Would
I
be
agree.
excited for it for sure. As of now, they said they're going to start pitching the show in October to different companies. So
So, what do you reckon? Netflix
I would
or
say
Amazon?
Netflix,
Who's picking it
Amazon,
up?
Hulu.
Yeah.
It'll land somewhere there. I would assume.
Who picked up The Witcher again? I can't remember.
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Amazon will take this one.
That's how it works.
It's the way it's going to work.
All right. Next up, Doc.
This kind of came out a few days ago. PlayStation Now, more than 200 PS4 games and a little over, I think 13 was the last count I saw, PS2 games are going to be available to directly download to your hard drive. So this is Sony pretty much saying, yep, Microsoft, you got it right with Game Pass. I knew this was only a matter of time, too. So some ones to note, this game is kind of a little bit of a pile of garbage on a lot of these that are going to be able to download, but it does have Bloodborne and Heavy Rain were a few I noted, but I don't know. The list is out there if anybody wants to look at it. Like I said, there's over 200 PS4 games, but not a lot of heavy hitters on it, but at least they're doing this now to where you don't have to stream
The
it,
biggest
so that's good.
problem with PlayStation Now was always that they were streaming.
yeah.
So if you had chocolate internet, it was a service that wasn't worth buying.
Hey.
I have, even with I tried it recently again on the stream, and even with decent internet, some of those games still don't work well. Like, go and try to play Hot Shots Golf, which is time based on the little bar on the bottom of the screen.
Jeez.
Impossible on streaming.
wow.
But
yeah,
Bloodborne, that game is crazy, and timing is such a big part
exactly. Yes,
of that game. I couldn't imagine any sort of crazy input lag with that.
Yeah. But a couple things to note. The cost is normally $20 a month, but if you do 3 months at a time with PlayStation Plus, it is $30, $10 a month. So that part is comparable to Game Pass. What's not is that first-party games don't come day and date to this, and as best as I can tell, it doesn't even have half of its first-party games in it right now, even still. And there's no real big third-party games that they've really got in this service yet, or at least none that's come out recently. So it's got it's comparable in some ways, but it's still lacking in others compared to Game Pass. Now, if they adopted the Game Pass method of new first-party games come day and date to this, again, it would be a no-brainer also, in my opinion. But like, if you get Spider-Man right now on this would, who would not have that service at this point?
Yeah,
But
if the first party games came to this, I wouldn't need to buy anything on. Like, this would be the only thing I would need for my PlayStation, because
totally.
generally it's just Sony's first party stuff that I'm even booting my PlayStation up for. So
Yeah, no disrespect to the PS4, but it is pretty much my HBO system of these top dollar, top tier first party games is what I turn it on for, and I'm very happy with that.
yep,
So.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, new games coming out this week. Maldo, what are they?
Okay, so new games for the week. If you're listening to this today, when it comes out live on September 25th, Valkyria Chronicles 4 will be coming, and Hollow Knight will be coming to the Xbox.
And PlayStation. I didn't put that in there.
And PlayStation. That was not in the notes.
So if you want, sorry, if you want gamer score now for Hollow Knight, there you go. This might be a game I buy twice.
Juicy gamer score.
Other than that, Life is Strange 2 is coming out on the 27th.
And the
And
most
finally-
important game.
The big hitter, FIFA
Yes!
19 on the 28th.
Woohoo!
Whoop whoop. Or 3 days early if you've got the ultimate super duper $80 version, or however
Is
much
it early
is.
for EA Access as well?
So it's the 10-hour trial at the moment, and then you get 3 days early if you buy the
Expensive version.
the stupid
I love
version.
EA Access so much, but as if they didn't already complicate the release window with the tiered versions, EA Access somehow manages to add another layer to that, and it's just great trying to figure that out sometimes.
They've updated the app, and the app is still crap.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm in the beta
Jesus.
for that app, and I'm just it's
Shite.
looks different paint, coat of paint, but it's still kind of laggy.
Well, I think the biggest game here is Life is Strange 2, Chocolate. So
Yeah, just whatever.
I don't know. Cabo's got me interested in Valkyria Chronicles 4. I'm gonna get that on GameFly.
That actually does look really good. And apparently it goes hand in hand with Valkyria Chronicles 1, I think. It's like a side story that happens at the same time. So this can be your first Valkyria Chronicles, and it's not really going to make a difference for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I understood in the review, yeah.
How does Hollow Knight compare to Dead Cells?
I mean, it's not a roguelike, so you're not losing progress. I prefer Hollow Knight.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
I think... I don't know, dude. There's something about the world of Hollow Knight, like the characters you run into, and just the world that's built around the 2D platforming that I like a lot. And then Dead Cells is kind of... I don't know if it's an art style thing. But, I mean, overall, the gameplay in Dead Cells is definitely better than Hollow Knight. There's a lot more to it. A lot more weapons. Like, you get upgrades and stuff in Hollow Knight, but it's nothing like you have 7 different bows that you could get or, like, 10 different swords, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Hollow Knight was on sale for, like, $10 a few weeks ago. If you ever find it for $10 or less anywhere, well worth the price of admission.
Do you have it on the Switch?
Yeah. It was
Does he have
it was
on
only
Switch?
on Switch and PC at first, so now it's finally coming to Xbox, which
And I'll pick it up.
do it. It's so good. So good. If it came out this year, like, it would be in my game of the year runnings for me, for like my personal favorite games.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right. Well, that's the news for the week, everybody. But this week is a very special week because we have our monthly mailbag.
You've got mail.
All right, so our monthly mailbag, this segment is going to be here once a month, if you couldn't tell. And this is where you guys, the community, can write in your questions for us guys, the hosts, to answer for you. So, up first, from Bacon Cheeseburgs, do you think that PUBG will become obsolete when Black Ops comes out? Maldo, let's go to you first. I know you have a strong opinion.
It's a good thing we don't have Ladonian here.
I don't think it's ever going to be PUBG. Specific people are going to want to play a tactical, slow, more realistic battle royale. And not everyone loves Call of Duty shooting. I don't know why. But it's definitely going to get real small.
I don't know what's wrong with those people.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna
Everything
get real
is
small.
what's wrong with those people. I think Marvel's dead on though, but I will say this though. I think PUBG was always unique enough that the minute any other BR game come out, it was always going to lose its mainstream appeal right away. Like, that's always going to diminish for it, its mainstream appeal. It's always going to have its place, but it is not the mainstream game that Fortnite is or any game that follows it really. So
Yeah, but people think Bluehole is this tiny, like, indie company. They're worth multiple billions of dollars.
totally, yeah,
They should
totally.
be able to get their games running well and quickly and push out these patches way faster than they do currently.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still better than
I
it
agree.
used to be, though. At least you get, like, patch notes occasionally nowadays. It's like when that first came to preview program. It was just this pile of
wolf.
garbage forever. And then finally we started
like-
to get some updates. But
We're just old man talking. It's like, I remember in my day when I would parachute and it would be Play-Doh houses. Or they wouldn't
and
load
that was
in.
the other huge difference. Like, depending on which hardware you had, this game ran completely different. Like,
Yeah.
people would be like, I can't, like, this game is unplayable. I don't see weapons. I'm falling through the floor. And then if, like, I would be running on an X, and I'd be like, I don't know what you're complaining about. This is running fine.
Hiding in the grass, and you wouldn't be able to see them.
Yeah, exactly. That was
Yeah.
it's a pretty good strategy. All right. Anybody else have anything for that one? I agree
think
with you guys.
Maldo's hit it
Yeah.
on the head. Yeah.
All right. Next up from Ladonian, given that it is football, American football chocolate season,
What? Get rid of this question.
I figured I'd start off with a tailgate question. Which would you rather have on game day? A brat or a burger? And we're going to do this on 3. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Burger.
What's a
Brat.
tailgate?
Burger.
Damn it.
What did you say, Chocolate?
What's a tailgate?
Oh
What?
my god.
See, at this point, I'm not sure if you're joking or not.
It's
Do they
basically
do
a
that for
rehearsal.
football?
It's basically a rehearsal dinner. Moving on.
Oh, right. So you got to practice what you got to eat before you get right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You drink and eat really early before the game.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's called going to the pub.
No,
So
we don't do
Our
that.
tailgate started at 3. I was there for the Browns, their first win in 2 years.
Yep. Woo!
Tailgate started at 3 for an 8 o'clock game.
That sounds right.
Okay. So, Chocolate, do you not have people around the stadium pre-soccer game that like kind of hangs out and eats and stuff or anything like that?
Again, that's called the pub.
That's way too
Oh my
expensive.
gosh.
So they go to the pub, then some may go indulge in things that they shouldn't indulge in. Others might go,
Go
and
on.
have a fight. And then some people actually go to the game.
Oh
and
yeah, I've
watch
seen
it.
Green
But-
Street
Chocolate.
Hooligans. I know what happens before soccer
Yeah.
matches.
I want you
Yeah.
to start tailgates.
Oh my
in
God,
Europe.
do it!
I'll
my
head over there
wife's-
for that. Yeah.
My wife says the boot of the car's not that big, so I wouldn't be able to.
Boot.
The
Excuse me?
trunk.
The boot, the trunk, the boot.
Pardon you?
God damn it.
That's really weird. I guess I had never thought about that. About you guys not having tailgating. Like even for college football, like our local team, we're up there for a 4 o'clock game. We're there at like noon.
I mean that's the day event right there. Is that? Yeah, totally.
That's crazy.
And
But I'd have a burger.
okay, and what did you say,
Burger.
Maldo? I didn't hear you over Doc
I
screaming.
said brat.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
Apparently a lot.
Yeah, I like both, but if I had to pick,
Yeah. I want one of each.
No, but I want you to defend Brat now.
No, F you, Ladonian, for making me choose.
yeah, the real problem here.
Moving on.
Burgers for the win. All right. Just by the majority, Maldo. Nothing personal.
I'm glad we settled that.
All right. So this is in from Viva Le Sweeney. My question is, who do you think is the best gamer out of the hosts?
Well, I've got belts to prove it. What have you guys got?
It's hard to argue with that. So
What do you define best gamer?
I don't know.
it's
I
tough
think we
because it depends on the game, I guess, right?
I mean, I think I can beat you in
Well,
every game, but
I think we should go on games.
Well, all right.
Not if it was a real-time strategy game.
No,
Doc
that's
King.
actually true. See,
Maybe,
good
yeah.
point.
I guess
With
it depends. I
any
guess,
type
yeah.
of hardcore strategy game, I think you would beat any of us easily.
I will say Risky was surprisingly good at Siege. He's like, yeah, I've never played. I'm level 6.
Headshot.
Pop, pop,
You
pop.
just shoot. You aim and shoot. Duh. MVP.
I'd say risky for sure shooters, in my opinion.
Oh,
I'd
thank
say.
you. I would say chocolate for
Yeah.
FIFA.
FIFA.
It's very specific.
Saw that
But you're
coming.
good at it.
Saw that coming.
And Maldo,
Considering it's not currently installed on my system.
you are the best at.
I
Somebody
don't
help
know.
me.
I like to say I add strategical advantages, and that's it. I tell people where to go. Go that way. Help me. I'm down. Pick me up.
The commander on the field.
And then if we lose, it's basically, then we kind of can be like, well, we didn't listen to Maldo well enough, is what
This
happened.
must be our fault.
Now I'm super mediocre at all video games.
That's our motto here at Cross Atlantic Gaming.
Yeah. Don't 1v1 me, bro.
Don't.
No, I won't. Pass.
There's nothing wrong with average.
Way to bring us back to reality there, John.
Let me stick that on a t-shirt.
I guarantee you that's already on a T-shirt, chocolate.
Oh, that
You can just
100%.
order
Are
it.
you kidding me?
Chocolate did crush me in PES 2018, and the whole time he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate. Didn't know to go. Oh, did I do that? Looks like
Which
just
button
another
was
goal
it?
For me.
And then you just start to wonder, like, is he trolling me or is he just super nice right now?
Oh, you should have had that one, mate.
It's where I didn't know the buttons either, and then scored. It was
Oh.
accidental.
Literally, he said, "Oh,
Man,
this
savage.
is how you do it," and then the whole game just changed.
Savage.
So yeah, so we need to answer your question. I think it really depends on what genre of game you're talking about. So we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
He's just looking for him to say he's the FIFA king. That's
Well,
all.
If he was on here, I would say Chocolate, you wouldn't get any accolades here because he would be the FIFA king, would he not?
I'll take Rocket League. I'm decent at that.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
1v1 me, bro.
Tonight, when it's a reasonable time to be doing this.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Is it not night now? It's dark out.
It's almost time to go to work. Speaking of going to work,
Almost time to pick up
let's
my
move
kids.
on.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one in from Bacon Cheeseburgs. Does gaming ever interfere with your job or your relationship?
Shop.
I chose to leave that out because it didn't make sense. Yeah, so any of you guys, does it ever interfere with your jobs or relationships? Doc, you can go first.
I think you have to be conscious of it for sure. I mean, if you want to have a good relationship, I guess I should say at least.
With the console or the wife? Which one?
Well, there's some things the wife does that the console just can't, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But
Apparently you haven't modified
yeah,
your Xbox enough yet.
yeah, what am I? I'm doing it wrong, apparently.
You didn't get the Elite Edition.
No, I did not.
Good
Anyway.
Lord. Must be 18 or older
That'll
to
be the
purchase.
best question already. Yeah, I would say you gotta anything like in life, you have to balance it out as best you can. So yeah, that would be my answer to that.
For me, it's gonna interfere with work this morning because I'm definitely gonna be late, and I would say this is
Same.
involved with video gaming. No, as far as it interfering with a relationship, I do a lot of my gaming when Megan's not home. That seems like the best option. It was way better when she was on nights because I played so many video games.
Yeah,
How
Megan.
rude.
So thanks a lot for going to
She
Dave's.
doesn't listen to this.
Way to ruin everything, Meg.
Probably hear me through the floor, but
Amazing.
I don't know. Real life's obviously the most important thing here. So if you don't know how to, this just made me think about. Did you guys see that article about Fortnite being cited in 200
Yeah.
divorces?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
It's like, hey, me, bro, it was Fortnite. I don't know what to say.
So don't be an idiot. As far as work goes, for me, it probably does actually interfere a little bit, and it would just be from like our Discord, which I spend a lot of time in there talking about games and that kind of stuff.
How do you
Same
get away
here.
with that? I feel that you're constantly posting on Discord.
Literally just a window on my work computer. So it's like I can be working on one screen, and then if somebody says something, I can just click over, type quick, and it's
Yeah, it's on
By-
my
Is that
phone
working
constantly.
air quotes?
By the way, feel free to join us on Discord, where you can join in on all of these great conversations that Risky is putting off work
Yes. That's a good plug, Maldo. I approve.
for. Well, I don't, Risky, are
No,
you
I'm
still
good.
going? Okay. I really liked, so McSpicy on the X1 Bros podcast had mentioned about thinking of it as a bank account, and I really took that to heart, where you have to put deposits and then withdrawals.
I like this a lot, yeah.
So I try and have a good balance. Last night I watched Solo with my wife instead of playing video games. Decent movie, by the way. Not
Good
amazing.
movie.
But yeah, she gets annoyed when sometimes I get a little excited about something and play it a lot. But for the most part, she supports what I'm doing. I try and play. I wake up early in the morning when she's sleeping, and I'll play for an hour or so before work. Work-wise, it actually helps me. So I'm a recruiter for the Ohio Army National Guard, nationalguard.com/Ohio.
Another good plug. Continue.
But I deal with high school students every day, and they are every single one of them is playing Fortnite. Every single one. So occasionally I'll play with some soldiers. It's a way for me to bring up conversations and be able to relate to these kids. So video games helps me a lot. I really enjoy that. Being able to connect with people through that helps me tremendously.
So that's not where I thought this was actually going to go. I figured the only thing that video games and work could do together would be to clash, but in your line of work, it seems like that could actually be super helpful. So do you know all the Fortnite dances so you can do them with these kids?
No, I don't do that. No.
I draw a line.
Yeah, I do push-ups.
That's a Fortnite dance. Do it.
Pretend it's a Fortnite dance and give me 20. All right. Chocolate, how about you?
Again, it's that healthy balance, isn't it? With work, no, it doesn't affect my job. I work 16 hours a week. Probably more affects my relationship with my kids because I can't dive off and go play games. So I play with them, and we play shooting, which is more fun.
Are you excited for like Joseph to grow up and start gaming, like to be able to game with him?
Oh, do you know I've been collecting when I see the Lego games cheap.
Pick them up. There you go.
Pick them up. So occasionally he's kind of sat on my lap and grabbed the controller and stuck the headphones on. So it's I can't wait. I think another year and he's ready.
And how old is he?
And he is going to be 3 in December.
All right.
So he's not quite there yet. And then once he hits it, I can pass over the title or the titles, and he can be the big boy.
Yeah, since you're so old, eventually Joseph will probably be on the podcast instead of you.
Pretty much.
And then you guys will be the old ones.
And then my dogs are going to have to take over once I die, so. Good there. All right. Next question. It comes in from Professor Pluto. Give us one of your best gaming moments. Doc.
It's tough when I get put on the spot. I'm going to say at least for the past year or so. I know I talk a lot of crap about Destiny, but it was when I beat the raid in Destiny 2 for the first time. Because it's just such a struggle to get that completed, but it felt good.
I wish
when
I
it happened.
went first.
What about you, Risky? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I will go and I will talk about Destiny 1 because the Vault of Glass raid, the countless hours screaming at my friends, the countless hours where somebody would sign off because they were pissed at other people.
Yeah.
The amount of communication you needed for that, patience, and skill. All of that led up to the final night where we finally beat Atheon in that raid, and I've never heard so many grown men scream like squeal at the same time. That I don't think I've ever had a feeling like that in games where I felt like that sense of accomplishment. That would easily be my number one moment. Sorry that you had to bring up Destiny first, but.
Well, it's one of those things where I would even agree too. Like that was just the most recent, but even thinking back to D1, absolutely, hell yes. Like Vault of Glass, yeah. Like when you finally get it complete and everybody did their job and everybody's got it down where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do. Say we harp on Destiny a lot, but those raids are, man, good stuff.
When I think back that I probably spent like 8 hours at a time on some weekends doing the same thing over and over, like literal insanity. And then finally beating it. It's just obviously that's going to be the best feeling in the world. All right. So Chocolate, you can't pick Destiny.
No, because I don't like
Perfect.
that game. Mine has to be Battlefield, actually. I think we had a full squad. It was me, Doc. I think Moose was in there, Sweeney. And I think HB Gaming was in there as well. And just fighting and trying to control the points. Just that cohesion. I think it was one of the very few times where we all kind of clicked as a team. And there I was throwing the medic bags out, making sure no one died. Sweeney was barking orders saying go to this point, capture that point. Just seeing that team work together and work well is one of mine.
Fair enough. Maldo, how about you?
I would say Spider-Man. That ending was phenomenal.
Was very
and
good.
It was just my childhood there, and seeing that unfold the way it did, I was a little emotional, like Risky, sensitive. That was probably the best gaming moment for me. specifically.
I think it's a good one. It's fresh in your mind too. Like that helps. All right. Where are we?
Waterloo?
Yep. Thank you. We kind of touched on this story earlier, but Waterloo just basically wanted to know how we felt about Telltale letting all those people off. And really, if I just
Read it how you wrote it.
how do you feel about Telltale letting off all those people in saying basically they're just going to finish this last Walking Dead season and become kaputs? So, I mean, first of all, Waterloo, they're not finishing the whole season of The Walking Dead. I don't know. I think we kind of touched on it earlier. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Maldo just wants to know if he can get his money back.
It sucks.
But yeah, especially like the way it sounds like the way it went down too is if they actually gave them like 30 minutes to clear out and get out of the studio. Like,
yeah, I hope that's not true.
I feel like that came
not
from
a fire
someone who
drill.
was released, but you could also fabricate that stuff in the moment if you're upset, which obviously you would be. So, yeah, Lou, I don't think any of us are super happy about it.
No. But we need to use kaputs a little bit more. I
Kaputs.
love that word.
Yep, I agree.
Kaputs.
Are you gonna highlight it and copy and paste it on somewhere? I
Yeah,
saw
I'm
you
just gonna
playing
put
with it
kaputs
right
Saving
there.
all
that to his phone notes.
Kaputs.
Reminder, use kaputs
All
more.
right.
Yes.
Next up from Ladonian, who is your favorite villain of all time? I'm not sure if this is video game villains or villains elsewhere, so take it how you will. Maldo, you can go first, though.
So, favorite villain? Did you guys play Telltale's what is that show now? Where they all die, the TV series? Shoot.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yes. Game of Thrones, Lord Baelish in that. He is horrible. I wanted to punch him in the face the whole time.
More than
Yeah.
oh,
I'd say
was Baelish was
Go
in
ahead.
the Telltale Game of Thrones? That's one I didn't play.
he was the main bad guy
Oh, okay.
in it. And he was just being a jerk the whole time and doing Lord Baelish things.
He's a skeevy little man. How about in the real show? Is he worse than Joffrey?
Oh, Joffrey was a.
I don't think I've ever wanted to murder someone as bad as I wanted to murder Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
You're right. You're right. I don't know. They'd be pretty close to each other.
I think Joffrey wins it just because he was born out of incest.
All right. Well, we all have our reasons, I guess.
Okay.
Chocolate, how about you?
For me, I'm the Joker. For me, the Joker's my
That's a
favorite
good
villain.
one. And especially, like, not even just games, but
Yeah, so I'll go with the Heath Ledger's version
Yes.
of
By
the Joker.
far the best.
Without
Amazing.
Yeah, shadow of a doubt is probably one of the best villains ever. Hands down.
all right.
That's it.
I think
Done.
that's fair.
Kaputs.
That's done. Kaputs. How about you, Doc?
Kaputs. Doc has run away to go to work.
Did he
Wait.
actually? Did I miss that?
No.
Yep.
Did he? Are you
Yeah,
serious? Oh,
100%.
I'll have. Oh.
Doc
All
is
right.
kaputs.
So Doc, his answer was gonna be Bowser from Mario. I bet.
he might come back. He said he's just getting
Okay,
ready.
so I'll go. It's tough for me. I think Voss from Far Cry 3 is
oh yeah, he was
super
a
good.
one.
He's real messed up. And then there's some good video game bad guys. Andrew Ryan from
Who's
BioShock.
that?
Oh, would you kindly?
I didn't play that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of spoilery. You didn't plan on playing BioShock, right?
Thanks a lot. Not anymore.
Forget about it.
I missed all of Last Generation, so I missed a lot of those bigger
Oh,
ones.
that's
last
good.
gen.
You should pick up the remaster if it's on sale
Oh,
at some point.
You should play BioShock. It is an amazing game.
BioShock 2 is kind of meh for me, but then The third one was also really good, I thought. Yeah,
What was that,
Infinite,
Infinite?
yep. I think my answer is Voss, though. Is that okay with everybody?
No, but carry on.
Man, this is a good question. What about the chick from Wolfenstein 2? Did you guys play that?
Didn't play that.
No.
Did you just ruin that
No,
for me?
I mean, I'm not
well?
gonna. I guess I won't even mention it.
That's on the list. I have to finish the first
All
one
right.
first.
There's I mean, not Hitler. Hitler's probably the worst bad guy.
I mean, yeah, if we were gonna rank them.
But yeah, he has a higher up lady in Wolfenstein 2 that is a super good villain.
Hitler's
pretty bad, and some of his little minions are even worse. I can't think of her name. She's literally in the first 5 seconds of the game, so it's not really spoilery. But anyways, yeah.
Mrs.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, we'll come to back to that one for Doc if he has time. This one comes in from Dan Pod. Favorite things you've played this year? I mean, for me, Spider-Man and Hollow Knight, I think, are where I'm at. God of War is also really good, but Spider-Man, I think, is on top of my list. I'm assuming Maldo might be the same thing for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Chocolate.
So jealous. Unfortunately, it's
Oh,
FIFA.
good lord. It's not even out yet.
I've played 6 hours of the trial. It's out. Air quotes. But when Battlefield drops, I think that's the one for me that's going to be all-time consuming.
Well, then that's a good answer for the next part of Dan Pod's question, which was, what are you most excited for that's coming up this year? So Battlefield 5 for you, probably.
Definitely.
Really? With Red Dead coming in?
See, I'm on the same
Ooh.
wavelength as you, Maldo. It's definitely Red Dead for me.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
about
that's
going to
be phenomenal.
Yeah, I forgot about
Are you sure
that.
you don't want to use FIFA because that actually comes out in a few days?
No. Do you know what? I'm going to stick with my answer. Battlefield. I think the enjoyment I'm going to get playing with friends.
All your friends are going to be playing
You can
Blackout.
also play
dude.
with friends.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have to drop $60 on a friggin' Battle Royale mode, aren't I?
Yeah, that'll happen for sure. All right. Last question actually comes in from Maldo. Is PlayStation Plus...
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yes, I didn't know if you were
Never
going to
mind.
add anything, so I was giving you a brief window there to be like, yeah, that's me. Is PlayStation
Is okay, you read it.
PlayStation
You read
Plus better than Games with Gold? And as they improve their PlayStation Now, will it kill PS Plus? I mean, I think PS Plus is easily better than Games with Gold if you look at all the games that have been coming out for PlayStation compared to all the games that have come out with Games with Gold. Like Bloodborne, I know is on there. They just did Destiny 2.
They did God of War 3
God of War 3 Remastered, and these are some of those are recent. Games with Gold. Trying to think,
They just gave out XCOM too.
did they do that? Or they are doing that?
Yeah,
Okay.
they did.
For Honor, that was recent, and it was a big game. They did that other Insomniac game that I can never think of the name of.
Oh.
What
Yeah.
is it called? The post-apocalyptic game where the guy skates around and drinks energy drinks?
Yeah, I can't. Over
Sunset Overdrive.
Yes, that's it.
I know that was on there at one point.
We know
Yeah,
games.
we sure do. As far as PS Now killing PS Plus in their games, from what I can tell, PS Now even now that you can download some of the games, it still doesn't seem that great of a service, especially for the price. And if you put PS Now up next to Game Pass, it's not even a competition there. So Xbox definitely has that subscription service is better with Game Pass, but I don't know. PlayStation Plus games always seem to be way better. I'm always jealous when those come out, even though I can download them. Actually, I can't because I let my PlayStation Plus membership lapse a long time ago, I think. So
They seem to be doing better or heavier hitting games than Microsoft do.
Yeah, it seems like as far as AAA games come out, PlayStation's definitely on top there.
Yeah.
Did you have an opinion on this, Rob?
Ever since Games with Gold came out, or Game Pass came out, our Games with Gold titles have become, what was that, the like Taxus game, or you're a cactus, or
Yep, you're a cactus. Oh, love that one.
Doc,
oh,
welcome
hello,
back.
hey Doc,
What's up?
you got your white suit on?
No, just had to take a
Medcoat?
shower.
That was a quick shower. Did you actually clean yourself?
Oh yeah, it was.
I
I'll go
got
into
wet.
details later.
Doc, the one question that I would want to go back to you for would be, who is your favorite villain of all time? We had Voss was thrown out there by me. That's all I remember because I'm really tired.
I said Lord Baelish.
From the Telltale Game of Thrones. And Chocolate said
Lord Baelish might be up there, yeah.
The Joker.
Movies are included.
Yeah.
Movies are included. If movies are included, I would say Joaquin Phoenix is the Emperor and the Gladiator. Because I've never wanted somebody to die as much as him in a movie.
not even Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
I knew Joffrey was going to die, though, so it's a little bit different. I knew he was getting his eventually.
And then I also brought up Frau Engel, but no one's played Wolfenstein 2, I guess. So. Oh,
Nope.
You haven't either?
Nope. I still haven't beat the first one. That game does not strike a chord with me. I love Doom, but the Wolfenstein did not strike a chord with me.
I'll take Frau Engel and kill her myself. All right. No, if you got something to say, go for it.
No, plug this up.
Yeah, because I got to go.
All right, well, we can't plug it up just yet. We have to pick our favorite question from this monthly mailbag so we can send that winner something real nice. So
I picked
what
Maldo.
did you guys... No, Maldo, see, because you're on the podcast, you're not included in this drawing. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
All right, what question did you guys like the best?
Bacon or bacon cheeseburger, burger
You
or
just
brat.
hungry?
Burger brat from Ladonian?
I did. I like that.
I feel like we didn't even discuss anything.
Oh, we discussed something all right, and it was burger.
I liked
It-
bacon cheeseburgers, PUBG versus Black Ops.
That's a good one. And even if not that one, I also like this question about games interfering with like work and like your relationships and how you handle them.
Yeah. Probably the best discussion on those two, yeah.
All right, so bacon cheeseburgers, you guys cool with that? All right,
Yeah.
bacon cheeseburgers, you won yourself something nice. We're not going to tell you what it is. You'll either get an email or something will show up to your front door. We haven't decided yet.
Don't set expectations too high. All right.
Risky, you taking your dogs out for a walk around his street?
Yep.
Might be better than what he's actually going to get. No, I'm just kidding.
Rough.
But seriously.
Yeah, so we're going to do that each month with our monthly mailbag. We'll send the winner something nice, whoever we think had the best question. Anyways, we've all got to get going. I'm supposed to be at work in 16 minutes. I haven't showered yet, so that's...
Oh, that's supposed to be, 16 minutes.
All right, well, Doc, where can we find you? You can get out of here.
DocH1X1
All right.
everywhere.
Have fun at work.
Yep.
He's recording.
Oh, I'm recording. So it doesn't work that way, Risky.
My bad. All right, so let's plug this show up. Join us on Discord. Like Maldo said earlier, that's where all of us hang out. That's where all of these great conversations are and where we talk all day. So the link for the Discord is in the show notes. Come hang out there. It's a great place to be. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, you can head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. Follow us on the socials at CAG podcast. Questions, comments, concerns, reach out to us at cagpodcast@gmail.com. That's also a good place to write in your questions for the monthly mailbag. You've got a month now, so plenty of time to get some questions in and potentially win yourself something nice. We also have a merch store. The link for that is in the description. You can use promo code CAG10 for 10% off your order. If you want to find me, I am Risky the Kid everywhere. How about you, Maldo?
Maldo Space Rob on Xbox Live and Maldo_Rob on PSN.
And Chocolate?
I'm Chocolatebear80 on everything.
All right. And Doc,
find
you
me.
already went. So, thank you, everyone,
Yep.
for tuning in to
One
last
last
thing. Yep. I was trying to get out of here. Go for
Do
it.
you hear that? Yeah, but do you hear that?
Warning, incoming missile.
The last word in the phrase. So forget about the Odyssey, forget about the journey. It's tingling. We've given you 4 weeks worth of words. Send them in at cagpodcast@gmail.com and you can win yourself 1 month's Game Pass. Once again, the last word is tingling. If you haven't got this by now, oh Jesus.
All right, well, hey, that was a good save, Chocolate. That's why we have you here.
The only reason, that and my
That
baby
too. Oh,
monitor.
we didn't get to hear it.
No, they're at nursery.
Perfect time to record.
Yeah,
I can
it's
scream.
nice. Full
Yes.
episode
Yep.
with chocolate.
All right.
Woo!
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We will catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace.
Ooh, come on. Hang it up. Goodbye. We gotta go to work.
Get me
can't
out
do
of here,
this right
Doc.
now.
Quick.
Ah!